Yeah, I can just throw out so much. Bottom. TSA just throwing down the right clicks onto Misha, chasing him through the jungle. Misha, though, with the stolen range creep, just battling it up here. Very tense. But not really, because the Nyx Assassin has a headdress, a tango, and natural super high base regen, so he's just chilling. He doesn't really care about anyone right now.
Nyx is one of the most swole position 4 players, position 4 heroes, sorry, out there.
Yeah, nearly challenges Ogre Magi for the position even.
Now my enemies.
Oh, imagine the beefcake draft. Ogre,
Yeah.
Nyx, Barra, get all the beefy boys in.
What's the tankiest tri-lane you can think of?
Does it have to be good?
No.
Oh, there you go, Ogre, Barra, Nyx, there you go, that'll do.
Barra
Maybe even like a
over,
casual Jakiro, so you have the range support.
True,
He's pretty
true.
beefy.
What about a tree protector?
Oh, going on to the troll though. The level advantage, there we go.
Kill,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
popping that level 2, popping the battery assault, and I'll even look towards Kicked as well, but he's going to make his way through the trees and survive for now. But yeah, this is the brutality of the cookie into the battery assault. It is a really gruesome combination of spells.
The issue there was the Oracle actually left the lane and the Dire lane was pushing, so the troll was playing into his double creep wave. But again, no Oracle in lane, you can kill the troll. The comments I made about this lane being good, it's when you play as 2. If you ever play as 1v2, of course, we all know maths, 2's bigger than 1.
It is Kick now getting chased though, but
Kill
even in the
after kill.
2-2, now with the level advantage, it is really hurting them, and they're looking back towards Chikirao as well and just forcing him away from Immersion. Immersion's going to live through this as well, so not even a trade. Team Spirit just reaping the kills up in the top lane, currently with 2 under their belt, bringing down the Oracle once, and the Troll once as well. Meanwhile, LTW having a pretty free
Always
time at
going
bottom
again,
as
though.
well. Oh my god, that never stops. Chikirao in trouble once again. They keep on chasing, but they won't go under the tower for it. They don't want to get carried away and feed away a kill. And Longrado actually very low here. Kick's still trying to chase him. He's got the Purifying Flames, but Clockwork gets himself out of range into the trees and heals himself up. Oh, I say that. He doesn't actually have a salve, so he's only got the 10
important thing
ones.
here
He's gonna have to pop it here as well.
But yeah, the Oracle had 2 salves, so even though that instant rotation, that instant play, sorry, you've now got a lane where you have regen advantage for Dire.
Yeah.
So the lane's pushing in, luckily, to kind of mitigate this problem. But overall, this is kind of a win for Winstrike.
Yeah. This is a bit of recompense for this horrible
Exactly,
lane
yeah.
so far, but there's 2 salves coming out now, hitting the Clockwork as well.
Okay,
So.
I take it back.
Yeah.
Teams were actually doing work in this lane top.
It was only a matter of time before they get those salves out. Meanwhile, at bottom, RTW, he is just living the dream at 26-4 right now, highest CS in the game. Because mid is a little bit scrappy between these 2 heroes. These guys are just going to try and get as much value, as much efficiency in the lane as possible. Just fire out spell after spell, force back the Razor. Razor comes back in with a satellite short soon, I'm sure. And that's going to be life. Bounty runes going... should be
middle tower is under attack.
3 for 1 actually. Provided Team Spirit actually go and get this rune.
Yeah, if they actually want to go.
They might be leaving it for Urgon's bottle. Let's see.
Yeah, the bottle coming out. Yep. 5-minute rune.
Seems
If
likely.
you lose to 50-50, then you can dip over to the bounty, sure.
Heads down.
Provided Razor doesn't see it coming. Sorry.
If Razor's ever still running that deep, we got a problem.
Predicted.
Look.
Top lane, the pressure continues, even like blocking Chikirao from even trying to go for the creeps which are under his tower right now as Nongrada just continues to chase him. Immersion trying to close the gap as well. He wants to come in with a cookie. The shotgun is there. Nongrada getting kind of low though, and Immersion
They have
forced
to
to cookie
respect the
himself out. Yeah, they certainly
Yeah,
do
they
not.
have
But
to-
meanwhile in the bottom lane, they actually lose Misha as Winstrike are able to find something down here. LTW might be farming, but at least someone else is dying. Meanwhile, Young G gets himself stunned up. Urgon does have the ultimate, but doesn't have the mana for it, so no chance of bursting down the
top
range.
lane, though,
just yet.
Oracle.
They continue to
Over to his mark.
Oh, can they finish the job though? He actually managed to get himself away. The Fortune's End himself doing a ton of work to get himself to safety there. Denying the ward. Savage.
It's the worst feeling in the world.
Yeah, does it? Yeah, he took a bit of damage for that. Imagine they didn't get into range for the Fire Snap cookie, so he's good. He's good, but yeah, very spicy laning phase. A very on the knife's edge laning phase so far from both teams across the board, really, I think. Probably bottom's the only convincing lane right now as LTW is really laying the smackdown, but yeah, everywhere else kind of close. I say that. Check out walking back to base.
Look at
he's been
CS right now.
He's been wrecked.
CS advantage also has Radiant though. ILTW getting jump bottom. He does have the spin up and the healing wall. And this is what I meant about a good Juggernaut pick. If you can't do the healing wall, it's very
DK Focus here with the rotation of the two-man cookie. Oh no! They're gonna drop one. The Spike Carapace from TSA doing a bit of work and a beautiful three-man stun. That's gonna give him the space he needs to get out. So very close to losing both, but yeah, beautiful Impale gets him out of danger. Goodness gracious.
As I was talking about Jug, I was like, oh, it's not Grot again. Get on top though. Cog should save him. Fine.
Not enough. Yeah.
I was like, yeah, look, this is good Juggernaut because it's really hard to kill the healing ward in this scenario. And he spawns it, doesn't move it, and the Mars with his like infinite range goes slap him like, all right, that point's instantly been defected.
Yeah, Alistair was waiting for the snapfire though.
Yeah, very big play. Trade a healing ward for the kill. Very smart. I love how you can cookie people in BKB though, like for example spin as well. Not only is spin obnoxious, but I'm now a cookied spin.
TSA. Oh, I think he's gonna be okay. He's got Spike Carapace afterwards, and the spear beautifully timed from DK Focus as well. And even getting a lot of damage off onto LTW. DK Focus is like, well, I can keep chasing this guy. You know, I can keep on going here. I've got myself a couple of one charges, got myself a spear, but LTW's a quick boy. He gets himself under the tower. Gonna be okay for now. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Immersion coming on to Razor here.
Just tickling him. Yeah. No, he's just annoying him a bit, but no, if you look at the CS right now, it's insane. Radiant really pulling ahead.
Yeah.
More than 10 CS on both Jug and Clock, and then quite an even mid lane matchup.
Dire are scanning.
Team Spirit.
It's actually a treat to watch the non-Grata Clockwork, actually. Like,
yeah, he's a bit
his laning phase impact is always going to be very good, but it's the fears of that mid game which we'll have to see.
Imagine jumping in inside as well. They've managed to get out the Fate's Edict, but it doesn't last that long at the early levels. But TSA comes in, throws down the Impale to lock down the Clockwork. Clockwork, though, he's hit level 6. He can get the hook shot, but Kick knows this. He's trying to block him as best he can. Nongrata can't get it off right now. He pops the one, but no, won't be enough. They're going to have to turn, look for the kill for TSA instead. The Cogs bashing back the both of them, but unable to finish off the kills here. They're both going to get away on low health. Nongrata left empty-handed, but still being an absolute terror up in this top lane as Immersion. He's sneaking around the back, putting down that ward, seeing who's where's where.
They don't have a sentry to de-ward this either, so
no.
Causing a lot of confusion up in this top lane. Having to force the Snicks up here. Mars doesn't really matter too much because you're already free farming underneath your tower, so not the worst place to be in. I'd like to see maybe the Chen come up and bring some aggression and truly force this top lane to be Radiant favored.
Look at Nongrata here.
Try and capture the outpost.
He's got such little health, but they're going for this one right now. But there's an easy two-man Impale. Nongrata focusing on the big money, but now Yoji, I mean, you guys are already dead. I feel like you might as well just take the outpost, but Clock actually on the run here, gets himself into the trees and will get himself out, so not bad. He's good.
You know the big thing, right?
Feel like chasing.
You carapace the Cogs so that you stun the Clockwork.
Yeah, that was big news right there.
Like, that's brain pulsating plays.
It would be, but sadly it was not the play in the end. Meanwhile, the troll gets a little bit of space up here in the top. We're going to throw it up to net worth now as there's been a couple of kills, a bit of jostling, but yeah, it's pretty much reflects the same as the net worth chart. Everything's pretty clean cut, looking real good for Team Spirit so far.
And this is what they need. They need to be able to play from laning phase into some type of lead, be it one item on Jug advantage or at least equal levels across their team. And right now, they are moving towards that stage.
Look what RTW's got queued up though. Hint, it's not drums. I'm not happy.
No. Hint. I don't think he can go drums. It would be way too timing specific. Even if he wasn't going Battle Fury, I think the only build he could have gone would be maybe some Yasha something, Manta Diffuser build, and that's also horrendous. Maelstrom is also horrendous.
He didn't even go Casual Gloves of Haste. I hate ILTW. I hate him.
That's a bold statement.
It's true. I love the Casual Glove of Haste on Juggler.
The casual glove?
Yeah, Casual Glove. Especially when he's leveling up crits like this. I think it's very value. Anyway.
Okay, well, we can do the math later on if you'd like.
Sure. Meanwhile, they've got the cogs, they've got the Snapfire ulti as well, and they will roast DK Fogus in the middle lane, opening up this middle tower as in comes a Chen. The creep army is here, and this tower may well be going down, but TSA is in the neighborhood. Trying to see if he can do something about this. Young G coming over as well. Border Patrol is here. TSA looking for a target, looking for a stun, looking for an opening. Not really finding one just yet. Maybe they're looking for the deny instead. If you can stun up
for the leaner though.
maybe. Oh yeah. Oh, hook shot though. Come onto the back lines and just completely disrupting this gank attempt here from the Nyx assassin. And now they land the life strike array. Lina will stun herself in response to this. And well, with the Fate's Edict, they're able to get TSA to safety, but the tower has fallen. The big objective was grabbed from Team Spirit. They're happy with what they've gotten, and they can get themselves back to the side of the map and chill. Well, Nogon wants to stay on this side and kill some more creeps. He's a greedy boy. He lives for his greed.
I'm going to give Team Spirit the award of worst regulatory placements in the pro scene. They've now had, they put in, at the bottom outpost, they put the mango tree right here. Like, just to left the outpost.
Again? Oh my god.
Yeah.
What?
They seem to just chuck it at the first, as soon as they get it, they just chuck it on the ground.
Well, you
Either
see,
place it in your base outside your fountain for the free mangoes, which, fair enough, is pretty good, or place it in some type of area to get that additional vision, to abuse the fact that people have to have a quelling blade, and as the game goes on, quelling blades are kind of taken away from your inventory, therefore value of mango tree goes up. Don't just place it in them.
yeah, just plonk it down anywhere. But you know, in fairness, if you look at it from a investment point of view, the sooner you get that tree down, the sooner you're gonna get it making mangoes, and then the sooner you can get yourself some free.
So you're in it for
mana,
the short haul, you know. You'd rather have a quick return on your investment rather than that long, steady.
Well, true. If it survives longer, then yeah, you do in the long
Yeah.
term get more. I guess, and maybe just reflect how they feel about the game. Team Spirit are like, we need the mangoes now. Place it immediately. Get it down. We need our mango per minute.
Tempo. 4K gold lead, 13 minutes. The slow progression of their draft, it's how are they moving around the map. They've taken this top tower, but I think key thing to note is the vision coming out from Dire. The location in which Radiant want to play now, Team Spirit, they want to move down bottom. And Winstrike have a double ward set up on defensively to the left of the tier 1 tower bottom and then deep in the jungle. So if a fight is taken in this bottom area, it can also be prolonged due to that additional vision Winstrike have moving into the Radiant jungle.
Now they have gone off a successful undetected smoke here. We're turning into a kill. It's a different matter entirely, but they're just going for the two-man gank squad. Yeah, they're looking for Nongrado with one of his kisses.
These two lads, they're strong boys.
Grab coming in from behind. They do see him. They've got the hook shot, but they're not going for it yet. They're holding steady. They don't want to catch the Nyx because they know that he can cancel it out with a spiked carapace, but he's just seeing everything. They've got the dust, but they actually saw him here as well. Are they trying to bait him in with the shovel? They literally see him right here, but they're not bothered.
That is by far the worst hero that you want to find as a ganking clock and Nyx.
Yeah. No, they're gonna go. Oh, he actually gets off the cogs just before it comes out.
But it works against him.
Yeah, kind of.
You can
and now he's
into the
cog. A lot of heroes inside now. They are gonna throw down the kisses, but immediately cancelled. Not sure. Oh, that was kicked. Nice job, kicked in the right place, in the right time. Just ruining Immersion's ulti and getting a clean kill onto Nongrata. But, you know, all the while the Jug and the Lina are farming. They did make some space with that one, but yeah, definitely not the ideal use of your time, and definitely not a good use of a smoke.
No, not at all, unfortunately not, but that's what happens when you're a Clockwork. You feel this pressure after the laning phase. If you're a good Clockwork player, you're going to find kills. Nongrado, good Clockwork player, found the kills needed. But after laning phase, this hero, he feels lost because his Jug wants to farm, he's got Battle Fury, his Lina is very squishy, so if she ever steps out of position, she will instantly die to a Mars ult or a Nyx stun or an Oracle root. Like, it's going to be rough, but Nongrata looking for another pick off. Troll has ultimate though, so it was a little bit wild from Nongrata. Instant ult from the Troll.
Yeah, he's trying to force it a bit too hard here. Nongrata trying to absorb the attention, gets up on the cliff, but they have the vision easily here with this Kayak Link, and they're going to be able to bring down Immersion quickly enough. Meanwhile, Nongrata gets pressure. Nice spear though. They're going to take down Urgon as well, so Nongrata is able to finally find his kill in the backline onto Kick, but now they just surround him. and they ground him. Misha cannot do anything to the high ground here, though. Oh, Centaur, thank you very much. All right, Misha, he's doing the work, and now the only side coming towards the DK focus. They'll be able to get the return kill, and Nongrada still getting away. He uses the cogs, he gets himself to safety. That is tasty. Are they done? I think they gotta be. Nongrada, though, he's chilling, he's watching, he's still in a bit of danger here.
He's going for
looking for something. He's going. This seems pretty insane, though. He's gonna get run down for this one. Nongrada, my man, you know, I give you credit for trying. I really do. But sometimes you gotta know when the story's over. Yeah, you know, this is... He's the sequels. He's the equivalent of the Star Wars sequels. You know, the story's ended, everyone's happy, and then he just goes and keeps on trying to make it
after first like 5.
Exactly. Trying to drain it a little bit more than Patsy should. He's the greedy businessman, but there you go.
That fight actually, it looked pretty concerning for Team Spirit. I think at the start, exactly, because the clock went in so early. But I think the main thing is Team Spirit were able to play around the wall that now has just been dewarded by the Oracle. They're playing on the high ground, so they had high ground advantage, playing off the ward, and they made the fight awkward enough that it prolonged the fight so the Jug could get in, and the Chen, like, was still the micro on the stomps, locking down that Mars, Juggernaut getting that free kill. So overall, really good execution of being able to prolong the fight coming from Team Spirit.
Now, you said something earlier which I want to come back to. Why didn't you like the Maelstrom on the Juggernaut?
I feel like it's...
Highest bottom tower.
Let's watch him kill Immersion first real quick.
Okay. Bye, Immersion. See you later, but... Oh!
Bye, Nick.
Alright. Return kill.
Hold on. Okay, we've got a team fight. Hold on.
Oh, we've got a team fight. Alright, I guess I'll start casting. Gone maybe into trouble with dodge that spear quite nice as the hookshot comes through to the backline. Actually forces the Raider into the arena. Meanwhile, he's got a static link out onto the Lina. Lina's running out of abilities here. Just going to throw out the Laguna and try and get away. Meanwhile, Nongrada goes for the TP out, but no! It gets cancelled out by kicks. Another chase down Nongrada into the trees, getting the kill. Purifying Flames finishes the job. Meanwhile, RTW is trying for a cheeky little bit of split push shenanigans, but now has to get the spin TP out. Says, see you later, Raider. I'm out of here. Gets himself back. Meanwhile, Misha, he's looking for kicks right now.
Solo picked off right now. Centaur Stomp.
Let's see it. Oh my god,
we
the
go.
damage.
Punishment for your
Very nice play from Misha.
Pissed off creep.
DK.
Double damage, DK focus. No! Misha, he's in trouble. You get beaten in. Oh well. And now all his creeps gonna go down as well. There goes 1. There goes 2. Stun. 3.
Beautiful.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Counting with no
And the Centaur survives, but might be sent into martyrdom itself for the oh, Cookie. Nice, fancy. Stun as well.
The engagement ends.
I don't know, it's never ending. Finally TSA dies, and this should be the end of it. Although I say that Nongrada's turning out, and every time Nongrada goes anywhere there seems to be action, but
true.
I think it's finally
here. Anyway, back to your initial question about the Battle Fury Maelstrom situation. I think Maelstrom is a fine hero, a fine item, gives you a little bit of attack speed, but in this game
as well,
I think you need the Battle Fury. You have to scale. You really need to be able to farm super quick and just be a nuisance. And I think this Battle Fury, it does that for you. It gives you the extra damage. It gives you that it's a little bit quicker than a Maelstrom. Also the build up. In terms of how quickly he got it, like the return on the investment is a lot quicker than if he went Maelstrom. He'd maybe feel forced to fight a little bit more. You have to stand in lane a little bit more, and potentially with the change to the range on Maelstrom proc in 7.24b, it might not be so good for the to late game where you used to get those extra bounces on range on heroes. But again, I just think Battle Fury is like the safer option of the two, and it just provides you a more consistent plan to get into that those later items.
His top tower is about to be
thank you very much. Very thorough discussion there.
top tower has fallen.
How about you?
So a bit of calm on the map, but this calm might not last long as Team Spirit are looking to shove their faces into Roshan's pit and maybe take a couple of chunks out of him, and maybe, just maybe, claim that edges for themselves. But guess who doesn't want that to happen? Roshan. And also Winstrike, they're heading the way over. TSA leading the charge right now, and they've seen all 3 heroes. They're going to grab the arena, and Lina, she's positioned absolutely horribly here. Snapfire really can't do anything about this. Meanwhile, Hookshot comes through to the backlines. They're trying to isolate the Oracle, get him controlled up, but RTW is not going to be able to TP out of this one. He's dead as well. Nongrada following suit as 3 heroes dead. Immediate buyback from the Lina, trying to come back. They don't want to give away this Roshan, but there is really no choice at this stage. They don't have their clockwork. They don't have their Juggernaut. They're not going to be able to save this one. Maybe some kisses and... No, they're not trying anything. think they realize it's
What a
done.
ballsy Roshan call.
Yeah. Mad.
They haven't dewarded the area. Like, if you again look at the mini map, they haven't got full control of the Roshan pit. They didn't do anything special to get into the pit, and not only that, the lean are just standing randomly in the river. Like, standing in that placement is fine if you have the ward and sentry paired on this high ground. Standing in the river might be acceptable, but you have no vision on your side. Respect the Nyx. Respect the fact that you're a leaner with only a Yules. If one man touches you, you're gone. You are dead. You're never surviving. You don't have a blink, you don't have a BKB. So positioning in that call from Team Spirit a little bit dicey, a little bit, you know, a little bit half rash. I think maybe they were feeling themselves a little bit after these previous engagements, but they were all built from the product of Nongrada finding moves. When you localize your team to an objective, it completely changes your ability to actually fight. Like, you're winning because of your clock, not because of your strength and your 5-man.
Yeah, and now, well, Team Spirit have really taken a huge step back in this game. They were looking like they were going to sail towards a relatively easy victory, but trying to force something which really didn't want to be forced has now put them in a strange position. LTW now just trying to farm up with his Battle Fury, keep himself on top of the net worth chart, but he's being chased very closely by Young G, by Chikirao, as they continue to mount the aggression here, pushing down the top tower, and, well, Team Spirit kind of set to defend this one. They might be able to get a kill into TSA here, although the sentry is placed pretty non-existently, actually. But the hook shot comes forwards onto two. Nongrada's holding them, two of them still. Maybe they can turn around and focus on the Nyx asset, but it's just so messy from Team Spirit. Nobody seems to know what to do, and now they're just going to get themselves all straight up. But no, TSA gets away as well. They just turn around and wreck Nongrada's shit, and down goes Nisha goes as well. Emergent's going to follow soon. Team Spirit, another awful fight here as they're trying to bring down ILTW. DK Fogus just moonwalking on his face right now. The spear into the tree, and another kill for Chikirao coming through, making it 3. They'll go towards Immersion as well, and in the dead, he shall be. That is going to be an absolute destructive fight there from Winstrike, and I don't know what the plan was there at all. Like, they set up for the high ground defense here, but they don't have a sentry down. So what does Nyx do? He just walks up. I mean, he's always going to be the one to break that. He doesn't really mind dying if he's just warding the high ground. Everyone else can get out, but instead they don't have any vision down at all. He's allowed to walk up there, scout everything, set up for one of the easiest fights of Winstrike's lives, probably. It's just so simple.
We've discussed this, and it's like so. The teams where it has to be so clinical with how they move. Like the Roshan, if they had set up correctly and approached Roshan, then sure they might have been able to take it. But the fact that they make that bad choice instantly takes away all their advantage they have. And as soon as you lose advantage, as you can see here, how do they fight? Nongrada, they were winning their fights by Nongrada being able to get in, be very tanky, get out on low HP, and then reinitiate. At this point, with the BKBs up on Dire, Nongrada doesn't have that kind of gimmicky playstyle that he had for the first 15 minutes.
Yeah.
We've now completely lost the early game advantage that we spoke of.
Oh no, ILTW decides to come out of farm a creep, but the classic fake back, the oldest trick in the book. This is just elementary Dota 2. We've started doing it in my pubs, and I'm down in the dumpster too, you know, it's...
And more check, man, I don't know. You know what, I won't even ask for it.
You can fight, that's fine, I'm about 4.4 right now, I'm fairly content.
Okay. I'm happy for you. I hope you enjoy your ranked roles and being able to
I do,
play against all
yeah.
those Smurfs that are littered within that bracket. And there it is. RTW goes, you know what, lads, I'm so sorry. I'm going to call it because...
My B.
He's
got a hot day tonight, I think. LTW, he's got somewhere to be.
You know, solo queue. He's going to hit up more games because he wants to get on that grind. Team Spirit, they gave themselves a draft which was, we have to execute, we cannot make mistakes, we have to play for that